Boom. Welcome in, guys, to MTG Game State. We're back at it, 2025. I think this is the first, I know this is the first episode of the year. Oh my God, I'm already losing it. Pretty slow year, though, honestly. We will be transitioning into Innistrad Remastered and then into the new Aether Drift 2025 series of Magic original stories. So that should be pretty cool. And by original, I think just more original plot lines. We will be returning to familiar planes in Aether Drift. It's kind of a return to set. But we'll see what's up with that. So market news we'll get into, and just what's going on with the Pro Tour and the whole how to do the damn thing. So here we go. What's going on, Ploppy? So what's going on here? What are we doing here? What's the move? Coming up, I believe in 2 weeks from now will be the pre-release for Innistrad Remastered. I just wanted to highlight this little article here from magicthegathering.com. Collecting Innistrad Remastered, the 4 most important things to know: Jubilee Finnegan and Athena Frolic. So here we go. I just need glasses, sorry guys. The fan favorite plane of Innistrad has risen from the depths of Magic history with Innistrad Remastered, featuring cards from all of our visits to this gothic setting. It's the premier celebration of everything that you love to fear. From chain veil wielded necromancers to eldritch abominations, there's something for every Magic player to sink their teeth into. Newer Magic players, if you don't know, Innistrad is the fan favorite piece de resistance Magic Gathering set of all Magic the Gathering sets, okay? Older Magic players, you already know what's up. You hate the third return to Innistrad. You probably hated the second return to Innistrad, but you loved that first one with Snapcaster Mage. I jumped in during the second return to Innistrad, but my first Magic cards, so to speak, that were given to me was a werewolf card, so I'm kind of familiar with what we're dealing with at that time when I first got into Magic myself. So this is kind of just a shout for everyone all over the place in Magic culture. So paying homage to such an amazing Magic setting is going to require some equally amazing treatments. Innistrad Remastered has those in spades, with special artwork, fancy frames, and the introduction of our very first headliner card, the serialized double rainbow foil movie poster Edgar Markov. Where is that? Oh, this guy right here. I just wanted to jump straight to it. Legendary Edgar Markov appears in a booster product for the very first time. The iconic commander card is ready to helm your deck in the default frame, showcase frame treatment, or retro frame treatment. But we want the showcase serialized double rainbow foil. Come on, baby. And if you guys don't know, Edgar Markov is a broken commander card for the vampire creature type. He has an ability called Eminence, which was from I think the 2016 or 2017 Commander, maybe even 2015 Commander series, where his ability can work even while he's in the command zone. When you cast another vampire, if he's in the command zone or on the battlefield, you get a 1/1 black vampire creature token. And when he attacks, put a +1 counter on each vampire you control. You can see where we're going. We already got access to some token doublers through white with, was that Annoying Processions? Anyways, I digress. And then we get cool special frames. So this is kind of nice little access to cards for y'all. I think if you want to try and build vampire decks, go crazy. They used to kind of be really expensive to build in Commander because of him, but I think this will be nice. I don't think his price is going to go down anytime soon because of all these reprints, especially since you can pull him in a booster pack now. But whatever, I think it's going to be cool. So that's what the first thing we need to know is the Edgar Markov Innistrad, the remastered debut. Second thing is movie poster and borderless cards for Innistrad themed flair. This is sick as hell. If you guys don't know who the Eldrazi are, they are the Zendikar invaders. Zendikar is a plane similar to the dream cycle of H.P. Lovecraft's lore, I should say, and then plus Indiana Jones adventuring. And then the Eldrazi are kind of these eldritch entities that just show up. They also invaded Innistrad. Innistrad is also akin to H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu cycle stuff, okay? So it's a nice little mesh of worlds what they did there, and we get a nice cool little invasion of Emrakul card. Another card that's one of my favorites, it's just a common, just whatever, but I have just a funny connection with this card. Young Wolf in extended art is really nice. Borderless, my bad. In traditional foil, it's going to go hard, but you're probably going to pull a shit ton of this card, to be honest. All right, third thing we need to know, showcase frames from past sets return on new cards. Blood Artist gets a showcase frame, and showcase frames are frames from each set that kind of give a little flavor to where we're at. They're just the standard treatment variant that you can pull, and they're just really nice. It's not foils anymore, guys. We get different printings and stuff now too, so, okay? So we're bringing back two iconic showcase treatments from Innistrad Midnight Hunt and Innistrad Crimson Vow. The Showcase Equinox treatment and Showcase Fang treatment both appear in the set, all on cards that have never received these treatments before. These Showcase treatments appear in Innistrad Remastered, Play Booster, and Collector Boosters. So if you guys are collecting for just like treatments, that'll be a good little thing for you for flavor. And last but not least, fourth thing we need to know about collecting this set, chillingly beautiful retro frame cards in every pack. I already love Archangel Avacyn in retro frame. I need to have it, must have it. I have a history with this card. I probably should get this for one of my friends too as a gift. He'd go crazy for this. The memories, the memories. I digress. So retro frames return in Innistrad Remastered, this time with a twist. For the first time, we're releasing double-faced retro frame cards with old school frame appearing on both sides. If there's werewolves in retro frame, I'm copying ASAP. Each Innistrad Remastered Play Booster and Collector Booster has a dedicated slot for a non-foil retro frame card. Foil retro frame cards appear only in Collector Boosters. You dig? So, Innistrad Remastered details. This is the expansion symbol, I guess across everything? That's weird. Cards are legal where available in other formats, okay? It's gonna be Play Boosters for 7 after tax, Collector's Boosters for 30 after tax, and all the details of what contains what is right there. Explore Innistrad with preview events and pre-orders. So if you wanna get into this, look up your WPN store off the Wizards website, your local game store, see if they're gonna get pre-orders. But January 17th to 23rd is gonna be the premium preview events. And the set releases everywhere on January 24th, 2025. And I think January 23rd, somewhere a little bit before that, Arena will also get the launch before Paper. So there you go. So preview events and/or launch parties will receive a traditional foil retro frame Deadeye Navigator promo while supplies last. And there you go. You're gonna get this promo if you go to your store and try to see if you can get a pre-order there. They'll hook you up. I think that's pretty sick. You could probably buy the single too, but that's pretty sick to help out. Borderless cards and movie poster cards. Well, what? The booster fun of Innistrad Remastered. We know the Magic fans adore the setting of Innistrad, and we wanted to honor that with all sorts of fancy treatments, dazzling foils, and cards that sure to send chills down your spine. Here's what you could expect in this set. Borderless cards and movie poster cards. We already know that. Showcase Equinox Fang treatments. There you go. That's the Fang treatment. Ravager of the Fells. That's going to be nice. And then retro frame. We already kind of in the spoilers saw that there's going to be another Meat Hook Massacre print, but there you go. And then retro frame, snappy. So article will be in the description if you want really more of the real meat and potatoes of this, but I just wanted to highlight, see what we're into. Retro frames go hard, right? All right, moving on. Metagame Mentor, how to qualify for the Magic the Gathering Pro Tour. I just wanted to highlight this. We've talked about this before. So in 7 weeks, the first Pro Tour of 2025, Pro Tour Aether Drift, will take place at MagicCon Chicago. My hometown, my city. Love to see it. But what elevates the Pro Tour as the crown jewel for competitive Magic players, and what does it take to earn your place to be at the Pro Tour? Well, this article, which we'll also link in the description, will tell you, and I'll put it in chat for you guys too if you really want to follow along. The Magic the Gathering Pro Tour is basically a 60-card format. You grind that at your local game store. Maybe sometimes draft events too, but primarily this is going to do stuff you want to do in-game at store events, and then Magic Arena and Magic Online, okay? So I make sure my ones and twos are all ones and twos. So the Magic the Gathering Pro Tour is an invitation-only tournament series hosted by Wizards of the Coast. Dating back to 1996, before the advent of the Pro Tour, the tournament scene was unstructured. But the Pro Tour and its system of qualifiers changed the game forever. It offers players a chance to prove their skills against the best from around the world due to its prestige, cash prizes, rich history, and international reach. Pro Tour is the highest level of competitive Magic apart from the Magic the Gathering World Championship, which takes place after all that. It's like the best of the best fight in that one. So there's live stream coverage, which we have covered before. We have co-streamed Pro Tour stuff before. February 21st through the 23rd is going to be Aether Drift Standard and Aether Drift Draft at MagicCon Chicago, which unfortunately one of those days I will be at. So we won't be able to co-stream all of them, but we will be co-streaming a good lot of them. June 20th to the 23rd, Pro Tour Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy starts at MagicCon Las Vegas. That's going to be nutty. I'm kind of scared. And then September 26th to the 28th, third Pro Tour of the year 2025, whatever the format is to be announced, meaning whatever that set is, at Atlanta. So we're going to try and do, I guess, a hybrid stream at the con plus Pro Tour coverage on stream. So if you want to hang and know what the Pro Tour is, we'll be doing it. I think it'll be dope. So let's see what goes on here. Pro Tour prizes are substantial. Each Pro Tour offers several hundreds of qualified players a chance to compete for their share of 500,000 in prizes. According to the Pro Tour Aether Drift fact sheet, all competitors will receive at least $500 in prizes, and the first place prize is $50,000. Additionally, invitations to the World Championship, 31, are on the line, with the event slated for early December 2025, offering the right to claim your place among the best of Magic players in the world, okay? So you get to Pro Tour, and if you can make it past Pro Tour, if you can sweat through it, you can get to a World Championship, okay? And they're kind of doing this madness that is the MagicCon in the middle of the Pro Tour. So it's like a Comic-Con plus tournament event. I just wanted to highlight what that is, and then what you can do to get into the whole Pro Tour and World Championship scene is there's a whole pyramid infographic right here. I'll just look into it and interpret it for us all. You go to the Regional Championship Qualifiers, the RCQs, which are at your local game stores. You're going to have to grind the local game store tournament for a minute to do this. If you place in any of these, you qualify for a regional championship, qualify for the Pro Tour or the World Championship here. Depending on how you do, you can get invited to Pro Tour plus Worlds, or you go to Pro Tour, then get invited to Worlds, however it's got to go. But then after the RCs, which are usually going around the United States, different game stores you're going to have to travel to and play at, you're going to go to the Pro Tour, which will be at Chicago, Atlanta, or Las Vegas. Then from there will be the World Championship for 2025. So that's kind of like the whole pyramid interpretation there for y'all. There's a whole article I think you guys could read on your own. But Cycle 1, so that's another thing. So the new whole Pro Tour thing, I guess I should really speed up on this, is you're going to have to qualify in other things that aren't just standard. You're going to have to go through Cycle 1, which is the RCQ championships that fed into Pro Tour Aether Drift, took place in September 2024, which is Pioneer. And then regional championships that feed into the Pro Tour Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy will take place January through March 2025, which will be a modern constructed tournament. So it's kind of weird. They're kind of doing things ahead of themselves, but in the back end. And if it doesn't make sense, our article, again, will be in description. Kind of doesn't make sense to me as we interpret it, but hey, whatever. So can you qualify the Pro Tour via MTG Arena? This is another thing I was just talking about. You can. There are qualifier weekends on Arena. They'll highlight in the little main game space. Earn entry through qualifier weekend day 1 or 4 to 5 wins at preceding qualifier weekend day 2. Then you'll get into the Arena Championships, and then from the Arena Championships, you'll be invited to do the Pro Tour Worlds thing. In last Pro Tour, we saw a lot of people who qualified, because this is not really traditional. How you qualify for the Pro Tour, you really want to go do the whole RCQs and everything, the different cycles at the game store in person. But Arena and online have their own little way to do it. And last Pro Tour, we saw a lot of new faces, people who aren't legends, who became legends in their own right, qualified through this. I thought that was really interesting. And Magic Online, which is kind of separate from Arena, it's a little bit more. It's like if anyone's played the Moxfield thing, it's pretty much how online plays. Maybe a little bit more complicated, whatever. But you know what I'm saying. So there's a whole little thing here. I don't even know how to interpret this, but that's just how you do it. Okay, that's how you do the damn thing. You be with some of these people, get on a team, get a cool shirt. I just want to interpret that for us all real quick, just to hype it up. We will be at MagicCon in Chicago, at least the first time. So we're gonna see what's up and get like a lay of the land and see what we can record and see what we can cover. So moving on into the finance section of MTG Game State. So I have some surprises for y'all. Nothing too crazy because we are in the winter portion of Magic. We haven't gotten into Pro Tour. We don't really know what cards are going to be spicy other than all the same ones. As far as like, you know, like the Lord of the Rings or like some older cards that are like premium. But nothing like crazy and big swings. What I wanted to talk about though, some cards we've talked about in the past on this show, kind of come back to them. This is again cards we maybe like sounded the alarm on that I thought were interesting or I have in my collection that I know were good to play in Commander or maybe in other formats. Mostly this is going to be for Commander though. So first one on the list is Ulvenwald Tracker as of December 30th, but maybe even January 1st because we see up here, average listing on TCG Player is $6.87, and the market's trying to buy around at $6.37. Somewhere back in October of last year, when we first highlighted this card, we noticed that it was getting a trend. But now we're seeing a gigantic spike, and I think it's really because of Wolverine Best There Is. He requires like fighting and stuff. And Ulvenwald Tracker is a 1-drop human shaman. Pay 2, tap, target creature control fights another target creature. And it's just kind of cool the nutty things you can do. We highlighted it in my Deck of the Week series. And I see here he's printed in some premium sets too, so maybe we also are just seeing a case of like the price tying to the unfortunate thing that is, even if you reprint the card, depending on where it's reprinted, those prices are gonna like level up to each other, okay? So card 2, another one of my favorites from my collection is Bear Umbra. Pretty sure we've highlighted this on this show before. If not, then I'm crazy, I'm losing my mind. But this is a 4-drop aura, specifically from the Rise of the Eldrazi Zendikar cycle, is where I want to talk about, because it is printed in a couple Commander sets. It's not necessarily premium, but it still is like a $5 to $6 rare. Not a bulk in my opinion, not a bulk rare. 4-drop aura enchantment, enchant creature gets +2 and has whenever this creature attacks, untap all lands you control. And it has totem armor, which is great, which means if enchanted creature would be destroyed, instead remove all damage from it and destroy this aura. What's cool about this card is it's just big and beefy. You can throw it on anything and it's going to get a little bit of buff, and then it's going to also get the benefit of having lands untapped for instant shenanigans post-combat, or maybe you have instant speed on everything from sorceries to enchantments, you know? Get that little retap. So average listing on TCG Player I'm seeing is $7.34, but the market's been buying around close to $5 as far as the Rise of Eldrazi print, which I don't think is going to be going down anytime soon or matching any of the Commander prints. I think those, because we already see Neon Dynasty $7, everything's going to have to shoot up to $7 to $10, especially the older stuff back when we had cycles in Magic's release where a set wasn't just one set, move on to the next set. It was a set, a middle part, and a third part. 3 booster boxes created one set back in the day. And I think the printing from Rise of the Eldrazi is just going to have to go up to 15 or a little bit more than any of the other printings on Commander, you know? So that. Moving on to number 3. We're just chugging on through, honestly. Polyraptor. You know him, you love him. But I wanted to talk about not the base version, which we have mentioned on the show. I wanted to talk about special guests from Magic Foundations. So anyone who's got Magic Foundations, some of the pack boys have been telling me they bought boxes, bought packs. Try to look out for this. Special guests is a special set within a set. So you'll notice this, it's going to have a different logo in your Magic Origins cards, but that's okay. Magic Origins, Magic's Foundations. But what I want to talk about Polyraptor is this. It's a 8-drop dinosaur as Enrage. Whenever Polyraptor is dealt damage, create a token, it's a copy of Polyraptor. It pretty much goes infinite with another dinosaur, maybe 1 or 2 more dinosaurs. So this is just a dinosaur piece in Commander. It's going to always be expensive because the dinosaur creature type was printed in originally the first Ixalan, which no one really cared about. And no one really cared about dinosaurs until a bit later on in Commander's life cycle. So dinosaurs are always gonna have a high premium price. Finance on this card though, specifically now that it's just released, it's pretty new. January 3rd, we got average listing on TCG Player $13.39. Market's buying at $13.44, pretty much $13, $14, give or take. I just want to shout the alarm on this because it's going to be pretty cool if you can get this, a special guest card, especially Polyraptor since it's used in combo pieces, relatively cheap. Because the other printings are going to be like $20 we see here. Rivals of Ixalan's at 14. And we got Secret Layers from, what's it called? Jurassic Park. Which are crazy and are always going to command a high price. So everything's going to tie into itself, no matter if it got reprinted because it's in premium sets or hard to find sets. Everything's going to level up. But if you can get the base Ixalan print or the extended full art of Polyraptor, go for it. That's all I got there for you. And then honorable mention, shout out Yoda Master 420 in Pack Boys Nation. This one's for you. You hit the jackpot, and anyone who owns this card, you hit the jackpot. Not Ristic Cave, not Ristic Cave. Boom, Ristic Study. And I'm talking the one from Prophecy, base version. So what's going on with Ristic Study? It's a 3-drop enchantment. You know it, you love it. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may draw a card unless that player pays 1. Will you pay the 1? Chat, you're going to pay the 1. You're going to pay the 1. They said they will. No, they won't. What's going on? This card, if you have base Prophecy version, you hit the bank. It's using Commander primarily. It's just banger card. It has a lot of synergy with a lot of things. It's Commander, competitive piece. Average listing on TCG Player is $44. Could easily go up to $45. Market's listing at $48, maybe even $50. But market's actually buying at $50, which is crazy, close to it. So everyone's kind of, I think maybe buying as much of the expensive stuff as they can if it's in good condition, and everything that's left is lower kind of condition. So maybe that's why average listings are lower than what the market's buying at. And again, this card's only going to go up. We have it reprinted in, again, what we like to say, premium sets, sets within sets, hard to find sets. So it's just always going to have, ooh, it's in the first mystery booster. What the hell? So it's always going to have a high price, especially in Jumpstart too. Damn, and an early Commander set too. Yeah, that's going to always, this card could easily one day become a $100 card for just the Prophecy print alone, where I'm seeing it listed at 50 damn near. So that's the Market Watch portion of the show. That's all I got for you. Pretty slow, frigid season until we get into Pro Tour, I guess, and see what the Aether Drift cards and Innistrad Remastered cards kind of will give us is for like just opening up archetypes and deck building. Because the Faithless Looting unbanning really has shook up 60 card formats, which we've covered previously in the last 2 to 3 MTG game states. But moving forward, we really don't got much information on stuff. It's kind of same old, same old. I'm really digging in, trying to find what we can get into. So we'll see what's up on the next episode. Check you later.